There are two ways to manage a team. Coach Derek uses a clipboard, and Coach Bob uses his smartphone and the TeamSnap app. When the practice location changes, Coach Bob touches one button to notify everyone. Coach Derek needs a team. Before the game, Coach Bob confirms he has enough players. At game time, Coach Derek needs a goalie. And while Coach Bob easily collects fees online, Coach Derek can't figure out who hasn't paid. Whatever your game, whatever your group, TeamSnap makes it easy.
The second question is probably, Vancouver is maybe the best example of that over the last couple of years. Who do you use? What type of players do you want to kill penalties with on your team? Are you a guy that wants to use your top offensive guys? Are you a guy that believes in using maybe the third or fourth line guys and giving them a role? And when I say Vancouver was probably a good example of that, 2 years ago with Alain Vigneault here, the Sedins never killed penalties. Last year with Mr. Tortorella, they killed penalties. So one way isn't right, the other way isn't wrong. It's just preference again. But for us in Kelowna, what we always tried to do, we typically were a group that used our so-called third and fourth line guys to kill penalties. And again, the reason for that is because we wanted everybody to feel like they had an important role on our team. Now, having said that, there comes a time and a place where there's situations that you may have to change that thought process. For example, if your team takes 3 or 4 minor penalties early in a game, you don't really want your best players sitting on the bench for long periods of time. So those are situations where towards the end of our penalty kills, we would use some of our offensive guys to try to get them more involved in the game, to get their legs underneath them a little bit, and hopefully at certain times catch power plays sleeping where maybe they can get offensive opportunities to generate some momentum for us.